Welcome back to Alp Travels. Sicily is one of the most beautiful destinations in Italy, but it works very differently than many travelers expect. I've explored the island multiple times, and I've seen visitors lose time, money, and energy because of simple planning mistakes. In this Sicily travel guide for 2026, I'll share 10 common Sicily travel mistakes, the best time to visit Sicily, and how to plan a smarter Sicily itinerary. Especially if you're coming from the US, these tips will save you hours of driving and unnecessary stress. If you plan your trip strategically, Sicily can easily become one of your favorite places in Europe. Before we dive in, here's one quick planning tip. If you only have 7 days in Sicily, don't try to see the entire island. Pick either East Sicily or West Sicily and focus there. Trying to combine Palermo, Taormina, and Ragusa in one short trip often turns into more driving than enjoying. Now let's talk about the biggest mistakes travelers make. The first mistake is visiting Sicily in August without understanding what that really means. August is by far the most crowded and expensive month to visit Sicily. Beaches become extremely packed, hotel prices rise sharply, and even small towns feel overwhelmed with visitors. It's also when Italians take their holidays, especially around Ferragosto, which doubles the crowds in popular destinations like Taormina and San Vito lo Capo. On top of that, temperatures can be intense and make sightseeing exhausting. If you want a better balance between weather, prices, and crowd levels, May, June, or September are much smarter choices. The second mistake is not renting a car. Public transportation in Sicily exists, but it's not designed for flexible sightseeing. Trains mainly connect larger cities like Palermo and Catania, and many beaches, hilltop towns, and scenic viewpoints are not easily reachable without driving. Bus schedules can be limited, and connections may not match your itinerary. Depending only on public transport often wastes valuable vacation time. Renting a small car gives you freedom, efficiency, and access to places that make Sicily truly special. Another common mistake is underestimating distances. Sicily may look manageable on a map, but traveling across the island takes much longer than most visitors expect. Roads can be winding, speed limits are lower, and highways don't always connect directly between key destinations. Driving from Palermo to Ragusa or from Trapani to Syracuse can easily take 3 to 4 hours. If you try to combine too many cities in one itinerary, you'll spend more time in the car than exploring. Plan fewer stops and allow enough time to actually enjoy each destination. Closely related to that is choosing the wrong airport. Sicily has two major airports, Palermo and Catania, and they serve opposite sides of the island. Many travelers book flights based only on price without checking driving times. Landing in Palermo while planning to spend most of your time near Mount Etna or Taormina can add several unnecessary hours on the road. The same goes for flying into Catania if your focus is Western Sicily. Before buying your ticket, match your airport to your itinerary, not just the cheapest fare. Another mistake is waiting too long to book key activities. Mount Etna tours, boat excursions along the coast, and popular seaside restaurants often sell out during high season. Especially in places like Taormina, San Vito lo Capo, or around Ortigia in Syracuse, reservations are essential in summer. Last-minute decisions usually mean fewer options and sometimes higher prices. If you know your travel dates, secure your main tours at least a few days in advance. This small step makes your Sicily trip much smoother. Underestimating the heat is another big one. Sicily can be extremely hot, particularly in July and August, with temperatures often climbing above 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Hilltop towns like Erese or Ragusa require uphill walking under strong sun exposure. Even short sightseeing routes can feel tiring without shade. I've personally seen travelers lose energy by midday because they tried to do everything at once. Plan early morning exploration, take midday breaks, and return outside in the late afternoon when the light is also perfect for photos. Expecting Amalfi coast-level infrastructure is another mistake that creates frustration. Sicily is stunning, but it operates at a slower and more relaxed pace. Some roads have potholes, signage can be confusing, and restaurant service may take longer than you expect. If you constantly compare it to northern Italy, you might focus on small imperfections. But once you adjust your expectations, you begin to appreciate the island's authentic rhythm. Embrace the slower pace instead of fighting it. Staying only in Taormina is another limiting decision. Taormina is elegant and beautiful, but it represents only one side of Sicily. It is also one of the most touristic and expensive towns on the island. Sicily offers dramatic contrasts, from Palermo street markets to the Baroque architecture of Ragusa and Modica, and the relaxed beach vibe of Cefalù. If you spend your entire trip in one town, you miss the island's diversity. Split your stay between at least 2 different regions for a more complete experience. Skipping smaller towns is something many travelers regret later. Famous destinations are popular for a reason, but smaller towns often provide the most authentic experiences. Places like Cefalù, Modica, Sicily, or Erice offer beautiful architecture, local food traditions, and fewer crowds. These towns allow you to slow down and see everyday Sicilian life. They also create balance in your itinerary between major highlights and quiet moments. Include at least 1 or 2 smaller towns in your Sicily travel plan. Finally, not carrying some cash can create small but unnecessary inconveniences. Credit cards are widely accepted in cities, but certain cafes, beach clubs, parking areas, or rural restaurants may prefer cash payments. Local markets and family-run businesses sometimes operate differently from larger establishments. Depending entirely on cards can slow down simple transactions. Keeping some euros with you makes daily purchases smoother and avoids awkward situations. Now, be honest, do these challenges make Sicily less appealing, or do they make it more interesting? For me, they add character. Sicily is not a destination for travelers who want everything polished and perfectly organized. It's for those who want history layered over centuries, volcanic landscapes, real local culture, and unforgettable food. When you look at both the pros and the cons, Sicily is not perfect, but that's exactly what makes it special. It's dramatic, flavorful, historic, sometimes chaotic, but always memorable. If you come prepared, rent a car, choose the right airport, avoid peak heat, and stay flexible, the challenges become minor compared to what you gain. For me personally, Sicily offers one of the most complete travel experiences in Europe, combining nature, culture, food, and authenticity in a way few places can. If you're building your 2026 travel bucket list and looking for honest Sicily travel tips before you book, this island absolutely deserves serious consideration. And if you decide to go, you can find my recommended flights, hotels, and tours in the description below to help you plan your Sicily itinerary with confidence. Finally, let me know in the comments whether Sicily is already on your list or if I just convinced you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Alp Galip Travels for more honest travel guides and my full Sicily series coming soon.